Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is the 2nd of July, 2026, and the top crypto news is as follows. We will start today's episode with Taiwan, which has voted on a law for cryptocurrencies, introducing licensing for companies and rules for stablecoins. The article does not mention the specific rules, and we probably would not have gone through them anyway. The most important thing is that Taiwan appears to have passed a comprehensive framework. Next, we move on to Crédit Agricole, which is the third largest bank in Europe by assets. It is launching the EURXT token, a stablecoin backed by the euro. This coin will live on chain on the Ethereum network. Slowly but surely, European banks are entering the stablecoin and crypto space. Not very quickly, of course, but gradually. Continuing with institutional news, let us look at Morpho, which has gained 23% on the 7-day chart and may potentially reach $60 by 2030. I should mention that once again Standard Chartered has released a report, and this time it covered this particular coin. According to the report, due to the boom in decentralized finance, it could reach $60 by 2030, surpassing the returns of both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Lately, Standard Chartered has been putting out a lot of analysis on various coins, including this one. For our last piece of institutional news, we turn to Robinhood, which has launched its own Ethereum Layer-2, as we knew it would. So it is now official. The mainnet of the Ethereum Layer-2 Robinhood chain is live. This network is powered by Arbitrum and aims to bridge the gap between cryptocurrencies and the traditional financial world. Right out of the gate, it has support from BitGo, Chainlink, and Uniswap. It is worth noting that this Layer-2 is also AI-native, meaning it supports transactions from AI agents. As we have said before, in the coming years, more blockchain transactions will be made by AI than by humans. Moving on from this new Layer-2, let us look at what is happening with the Ethereum Foundation, what its new goal is, and who a potential competitor might be. To start, the Ethereum Foundation is making a new push to position Ethereum as critical public infrastructure for governments and institutions, publishing a new policy guide arguing that the decentralized design of this blockchain makes it uniquely suited for sovereign digital systems. The Ethereum Foundation's global policy team has presented Ethereum for Governments and Institutions, a technical report aimed at policymakers and institutional decision makers evaluating blockchain infrastructure. The report seeks to explain how Ethereum works, how it is governed, and why the Foundation believes it offers a more neutral alternative to both centralized digital systems and competing blockchain networks. So that is the Ethereum Foundation's new goal: to push Ethereum further into governments and institutions where we know there is a lot of money to be found. All of this also has a potential competitor as one of the co-founders of Ethereum and some of the largest holders. The companies that buy Ethereum are behind a new independent non-profit organization founded to coordinate the blockchain's institutional outreach and attract more banks, asset managers, and financial institutions as competition in the blockchain space intensifies further. So let us say that Ethereum Institutional has been created, backed by major companies such as Bitmine, SharpLink Gaming, and others. Its goal is to expand Ethereum beyond New York, London, Hong Kong, and Singapore into additional financial hubs, while offering education, standards development, industry research, and institutional events. This is the second non-profit organization created to support Ethereum. I should also mention that on the 23rd of last month, we saw Earth Labs, which was the first non-profit founded to support Ethereum, backed by much the same entities, I might add. So the pressure on the Ethereum Foundation may be intensifying. Moving on to our beloved crypto market, we will note that Bitcoin is sitting at $60,000, with the price having reached as high as $1,000, but it has now collided with our resistance level. Bitcoin was happy because the new head of the Federal Reserve came out and said some positive things. Specifically, he stated that inflation risks have decreased, while also confirming the central bank's commitment to bringing inflation back to their target of 2%. With those remarks, he made the markets happy. But he said something else as well. The new head of the Fed also said that artificial intelligence is a potential force that could reorganize the American economy. He said that the boom in artificial intelligence is driving an increase in capital expenditures, which is currently appearing on the demand side, but he expects it will ultimately expand the supply side of the economy as well. So, good words for AI, which has been absorbing all the money. To close today's episode, I want to turn to South Korea, where the stock exchange there has suspended scheduled trading as the CACEIS index recorded a drop of -6.5%, wiping $267 billion from South Korean holdings in just 20 minutes. Lately, we have been seeing a continuous stream of negative news from South Korea, which, for better or worse, also affects markets around the rest of the planet. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is the 2nd of July 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.